Our company called Spoynt, we started it 3 years ago in May 21. Now today we are a licensed company. We do payment processing and we work with e-commerce worldwide, and we support today different payment methods, different currencies from lots of countries and lots of continents. And I personally founded Spoynt, and today I'm CEO. And our team members, they are located from different countries, and that helps us to understand better the payment experience in different countries and be involved in that payment life. In general, in payments, like in fintech industry, like 14 or 15 years, something like that, all of my professional life, I work in fintech industry, and I started my career being a student, and from that day I work only in this industry, and I like it. I like it very much because it helps you to understand the issues, the professional life of different companies, because nowadays you can have absolutely different business vertical, but all of them connected to the digital, to online, and every one of them they need online payments. But the main thing that I was surprised and liked in this industry, that this is not about payments. This is about relationship with the people you work with, and that you are not doing only payments. You are helping them to increase the quality of their business and make their business better and prosper, and help them develop worldwide. The main challenge is the regulation. Each year the regulations are becoming more and more strict in each country. This is obvious because the market, the industry is not standing at the same point as it's standing now. Every year, every month, the industry develops, and also the customers, the end users, they develop as well. There's a risk of fraud, of money laundering, etc., that may come from the end users, and in that case, gambling business struggles, and they at the same point they need more time to fight against this fraud, and the government also takes a part in this fight, and that's why they regulate in more strict way this business. But the regulations are made in they are strict, but they are smart, and they do not bring a destruction for this business. They understand that this is business, and they need to make this business to life, develop, to make it possible to create and develop such conferences, summits as an IGB, where we are today, and make the people connect, know each other, exchange the experience. So yeah, the main issue is the regulation and the fraud, of course. And because of this fraud, money laundering, etc., the regulation becomes strict. I had experience, and I have experience working with low-risk merchants, with middle-risk merchants, and with high-risk merchants. And of course, high-risk merchants, they are difficult to work with because of these regulations. But for my experience, there is no difference between low-risk, middle-risk, high-risk business, working with them and having some difficulties with them. All of them are different companies, there are different team members, and everyone has its own quality standards, needs, appetites, and you need to face all these exclusive needs and terms and requirements. And all these cases are the same for low-risk merchants, middle-risk merchants, and high-risk merchants. Of course, it depends also on the size of this company. If this is old, big company that covers lots of markets, have much bigger volumes, yeah, they will want more exclusive pricing. They will want more qualified support, like 24/7 support, and also they will want you to help them in like expanding new markets. But at the same time, the same thing may be for the merchants who are new to market, like as a startup, and they may have the same requirements. But in this case, you cannot provide them the same pricing as you provide to the big ones. So like, but going back to the merchant category, if we talk about like high risk, middle risk, or low risk, the requirements are pretty the same in every type of merchants. It changes only depending on the size of the merchant, of the volume that they process. The market develops, the payment methods develops, and new payment methods, solutions are coming to our life, especially from today's actively development of the artificial intelligence. And AI brings new solutions, new ways of analyzing the payments, making these payments, processing them, and analyzing the data, the fraud monitoring, transaction monitoring, etc. And the needs of the like high-risk merchants are not like super different from the needs of the merchants who want to have good, new, innovative payment methods. I think this is the necessity, the demand of the market overall. But high-risk business, they may want it more actively, because the nature of the payments in the high risk is about making fast payments. Because when there is some like championship, football championship, or like any other sport, the match is going on right now, and you need to make able for the user to pay in one click, in a few seconds, before he will change his mind or something else will happen. In that way, a high-risk business may be more demanding in that. For the emerging markets, as like historically, international payment systems did not expand to those markets deeply. The market developed itself, and the alternative payment methods become more popular. And even today, when like international payment systems like Visa, MasterCard expands to specific emerging market and making some discounts, bonuses with the banks, acquirers, etc., still they cannot get the same of the market share as they have in like developed markets. Still, alternative payment methods, they have much more share in this market, because people got used to use these payment methods, bank transfers, wallet payments, etc. So for emerging markets, alternative payment methods are top, and even like we are getting requests from our clients mostly for the alternative payment methods in every emerging market. So they are not interested in working with Visa, MasterCard in that market, because alternative payment methods are faster and cheaper. And of course, end users are more familiar with that method than with Visa, MasterCard. And also the last thing, why alternative payment method? Because Visa, MasterCard is about the connection with a bank acquirer and with the issuer bank. And in this case, the technical platform may be not like up to date, or like in a cutting edge technologies. So the approval ratio may be lower because of like some technical issues on the issuer banks or the acquirer banks, etc. Because it's not so like good developed in emerging markets than alternative payment methods. This is what I like the most in this industry, that you have to be on top of these innovations, be the first one who meet the new regulations and bring new payment methods, solutions, and also be the first who optimize the pricing of the same solutions. It is hard to face it all, but if you want to work in this business, stay like in a good business shape and be attractive, be interesting for the merchants, it's your obligation. You have to do that. And of course, as you have already the clients, the merchants, the business partners, in order to keep processing the same volumes, keep being the same top priority payment partner, you need to be the first one who will come to your client and tell him like, hey, look, here's the new payment method. We have statistics, we have analytics, that this is the new, the next big thing. And it's better for you, for your clients, to use this payment method. And let us help you to implement, involve, and train your support even to help the end users with this payment method. So like, it's all about the communication, and first of all, like communication with the end users who do the payments. If you implement new payment method, but nobody is trained, nobody understands how it works, users will not use that payment method or payment solution. And you will not have enough volume or good approval ratio, etc. So like, it's about experience and sharing this experience with your clients and instructing them, explaining them how it works and helping them implement these methods, these solutions in their platform, in their business. Honesty. The one and the main thing is the honesty, especially in a high-risk industry. Again, we are working with the money. We are processing payments. We are taking responsibility. When we process the payment, we are taking responsibility on ourselves in transferring this amount of money, settling them to the merchant. If you are doing is not good or your words differentiates from what you are doing, then you will the trust to you, to your company, will decrease. And that's why, for me, the first thing is the honesty that affects to your reputation on the market. Fintech market is a big market, but at the same time is not so big because everyone knows everyone. The bad news, the information about the companies who are not honest or making some scams, etc., it shares as a speed of the light. This is the main thing that you need to do, and this is what the merchants values the most. Even more than the price. They can pay more, but it will be okay for them. They will sleep well, knowing that tomorrow the money will be on their bank account. What I like the most, and the first thing that I highlighted for myself when we got to know each other, is your relationship with the customers. The main thing is you're not trying to make direct sales. You are trying to build a quality relationship. You are trying to understand in a reality what specifically your potential customer, your partner needs. What is the most that I like in Corefy, that you are really trying and you are doing your best in achieving the goals that your clients put, and you're trying to solve, and actually you are solving issues or problems which your clients may have. Personally, for me, what I liked when I was choosing and searching for the platforms, for payment platforms, the main thing that I like that you are honest. Your terms, the quality of the system is much better for me personally than the other companies have in this business industry. And your team members who work with us on a daily basis, they are doing it with high quality, with high honesty. And first of all, they put the client's needs first, and they are keeping absolutely good balance, as for me, with timing and solution delivering. This is the main thing that I highlighted for myself, and I made decision to work with Corefy.